What's going on, everybody? J-Dog here, and San Diego Comic-Con is right around the corner. And Insomniac Games is going to have a panel over at Hall H talking all about Venom and the symbiote. It's not going to be live streamed, unfortunately, but they're probably going to update everything on their social media, so just keep an eye out for that. I want to take this opportunity to actually talk about the symbiote and some ideas I have, like how it's going to affect the story, side missions, and other stuff, like the alternate suits. So that's basically what this video is going to be about. If you enjoy videos like this and want to see more, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up, and even comment down below some ideas that you have. So let's get started. So one of the first ones that actually came to my mind, and one of the more simpler ones, is alternate suits. If you saw my previous video about the alternate suit potential of Marvel Spider-Man 2, I kinda touched on it, but not a lot. So basically what happens is that Peter and Miles, most of their suits are going to have 3 color variants on top of the suits that they already have. And most likely for each suit for Peter, it's going to have a symbiote variant as well. One of my main questions is, how is that going to affect suits that are already black, like the Noir suit and the Big Time suit, if they make a comeback? Will they just use the base symbiote suit from the game, or are they going to make a symbiote variant for every suit and just for the suits that are already black add a bit of symbiote texture to it? I feel like white lines, white eyes, and just like a symbiote emblem. I mean, knowing Insomniac and the amount of detail they put into their suits, it's probably going to be like that. It's just something I've been wondering. And also, after beating the main story, are you going to keep those symbiote variants, like just as a base color variant, or is that just locked to the symbiote itself? I honestly don't know. Hopefully, they'll reveal that kind of stuff at Hall H. So, let's talk about the story. Now, in terms of the story, Yuri Lowenthal, the actor who is portraying Spider-Man, said that he did research on the effects of addiction and he's kind of going to implement them into his performance. And I think that's perfect, especially where this version of Peter is at. After losing Aunt May, he inherited her and Uncle Ben's home, and during the Devil's Breath crisis, she took out a second mortgage to help pay for Feast. But now Peter is struggling with that, and he just can't bring himself to sell the house because it's one of the last physical memories of Uncle Ben and Aunt May. It was his childhood home. And on top of that, Harry Osborn, his best friend, is slowly dying of his disease and needs Kurt Connors to save him. And currently, Kurt Connors is the lizard and being chased by Kraven the Hunter. So all of that stress could lead Peter into seeking comfort in the symbiote suit, since it makes him more powerful. So in his mind, it makes his life as Spider-Man easier, so that way he can focus more on an easier life for Peter Parker. But over time, he becomes more addicted and more dependent on it, affecting his mood more and more. With the way things are looking, it's becoming more obvious that we're probably going to get a boss fight between Peter and Miles, where you're playing as Miles. But after the boss fight, whoever you're fighting, Miles goes to Peter and just tells him, hey, you gotta get this suit off. This isn't you. Like, just giving him that last push he needs, but the real battle is in Peter's mind. Very similar to how in Spectacular Spider-Man, Peter really needed to push himself mentally to really say, I don't need this suit. I'm better off without it. As just a way of overcoming addiction. Just overcoming that battle in his mind. But I don't want that to be the end of the symbiote's effects on Peter, his friends, and just New York in general. And I'm not talking about Venom. I don't want them to use the excuse that, oh, it was all the black suit. That's the reason Peter was acting like a dick. One of the main things about Spider-Man is responsibility and Peter facing the repercussions of what he's done. And if he goes balls to the wall ballistic, he really needs to own up to that. So here's my idea about how that could work. So what I'm thinking is very similar to the last side mission you get after beating the main story for Spider-Man Miles Morales, where he's given a scavenger hunt from his dad before he passed, and he just goes around the city collecting memorabilia. So, after being the main story for Spider-Man 2, you get a set of Peter exclusive side missions. And Insomniac already said they have side missions planned for both Peter and or Miles, or them exclusively. So it's pretty much Peter going around all areas of the map and just helping people, trying to restore the faith for New York to his version of Spider-Man, because they probably trust Miles a lot more than him, but he just wants to, gain their trust again. These side missions can range from helping the mailman deliver some packages, going to feast and helping fix stuff, or helping someone who's going to propose to their partner but they lost the ring and Peter goes to find the ring. Not really beating up criminals or chasing cars, just helping people. And then during these missions, Miles or MJ is like calling Peter and saying, hey, maybe you should go on the Danacast and kind of, explain it a little bit. Don't like fully talk about Harry Osborn, but just, kind of explain why you kind of went apeshit. And Peter is, struggling with that because he doesn't want to make any excuses. So for the last side mission, it's super simple. A kid's balloon got stuck in the tree at Central Park. The player has Peter go up to the tree, interact with the triangle button, and Peter just climbs the tree, grabs the balloon, climbs back down, and hands the kid the balloon back. This super simple act of kindness is something that we haven't really seen a lot of in superhero medium lately. It's just been save the world, save the multiverse. But hopefully with things like this and my adventures with Superman, I really hope we bring that kind of level of superheroing back. The kid asks Spider-Man why he's been acting the way he has. And then he starts monologuing, explaining his mental state over the past year, and he wants to do what he can to overcome it and seek help. But he's not on the Danacast. He's on Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson. Jonah even asked, like, what are you doing on this podcast? You know I hate you. The Danacast would give you special treatment. And that's exactly why Peter came on the show. Because he knows the Danacast has more of a Spider-Man bias, and he wants to get out of his comfort zone and really let the people of New York know his mistake. Jameson still thinks he's a public menace, but Peter's fine with that. He knows he won't be able to win over the city, but even if all of New York City is against him, he'll keep protecting it, because it's his responsibility. Now, going back to side missions and just like Peter exclusive ones, how is the symbiote going to work with those? Is like, imagine you don't play any of the side quests and you beat the main story, Peter no longer has the symbiote. Is like the dialogue going to slightly change to like, hey, what happened to the black suit instead of, hey, what's with the black suit? I mean, that is probably how they're going to do it, but, it just begs the question. Like, you have this story exclusive item, and then what happens if you beat the story? What happens when you beat the story? That's pretty much it. That's like, this was pretty much non-scripted. I just wanted to get that off my chest as well. One last thing before we go, I want to talk about the symbiote Spider-Man and the relationship with the Black Cat. Insomniac, please hear me when I say this. Do not do it like Web of Shadows, where symbiote Spider-Man starts flirting with Black Cat and all that. If you haven't played Web of Shadows, if you choose the symbiote path with Black Cat, he's like, oh, I should have a little bit of fun. And basically cheats on Mary Jane with her. Yeah, it didn't even work with that game because, he was with MJ. And symbiote Spider-Man was totally fine with cheating on her. And especially with the way Insomniac Spider-Man and Insomniac Black Cat left off, it doesn't really make sense for him to just start flirting with her. Honestly, in my opinion, he should have like a bit of a grudge against her still. Because the symbiote, it adds fuel to the fire of frustration and all of that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if Peter was still kind of upset at Felicia for lying to him about having a kid with her just so she could get rich quick. Like, if I was Peter, I would still genuinely be upset. I wouldn't forgive her that easily. Even if she helped me, find information to take down Hammerhead, I'd still kind of call her out on it. I'm not expecting Symbiote Spider-Man to be a total dick to her, but, like, I just at least genuinely, like, call her out at the beginning, and maybe he starts to get more and more frustrated with if it's a set of side missions or probably a story mission. And at the end, Felicia's like, you're not the spider that I know. Just basically calling him out for like his really rude behavior, but Peter's still making a point saying, You lied to me, and you expect me to just forgive you. Basically, I just don't want them to retread old waters, and Insomniac is good at not doing that. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Do not have him flirt with her. Maybe still hold a grudge, but that's basically it. So yeah, that's basically all I have for now. What symbiote ideas do you have, or what questions do you have? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.